Okay, so today is Friday for me, which means it's a Uranus day for me this year. Truly, the ADD is off the scales, and I'm like, oh, there's so much I want to do. And I pulled these three cards that were just like, trust yourself, claim your power. So I'm just gonna like, okay, just trust, go with Uranus energy. It's best to just, it's like you've got the Joker on your side. So just move forward. So I've been in contact with the Six of Clubs recently, and so we're going to talk about two things today. Both I know a shit ton about the Six of Clubs, and they do come in a lot of varieties, but there are some consistencies because I've been fortunate enough to have, sorry, a lot of them in my life. We are also going to talk about the position that that card occupies. Sorry, for me, black beans. It occupies what Robert Camp calls the lifetime cosmic lifetime lesson. So you go all the way out, you get your Pluto card, and then I call it Jupiter plus Saturn plus Jupiter plus Saturn plus. So this would be, I think, the Saturn plus, yeah, because it's four of clubs and then two of diamonds, and then the karma card is the six of clubs. So that's why they show up for me a lot. Plus, the six of clubs has the king of spades in its Saturn position, which means I've called it like the honorary inclusion of, hey Ray, good to see you here. I give all cards that have one of the circle of seven in a particularly difficult position, like the six of clubs has the king of spades in Saturn. It just seems like they're karmically connected to the circle of seven. So, yeah, up early, functional early, yeah. Early for me. What is it? It's 10 to 10. I need to go work out. And then I'm going to do the full on live about the six of clubs at 12:15 my time. So I just wanted to say, figure out what your Saturn plus card is, or two out from your Pluto. So you go Pluto and then Jupiter Saturn is how I think of it. Just kind of, cosmic lifetime lesson card. And look at the card that's underneath it too. Look at its karma card, because that, for me, that's what's really operating. When the six of clubs shows up for me, it's like this. They show up and the universe says, the six of clubs is my message to you to actually do something. And for some reason, Saturn seems really active for people right now. So let's talk about Saturn. Let's talk about how it works. What are you being challenged to just really step forward with right now? And Uranus is just like, woo, we're going to change it all up and throw you off balance, and kind of a Zen Jedi kind of navigation and balancing, which I think requires a lot of let go and a lot of trust. The non attachment of the Uranus, and then taking yourself seriously enough to say, okay, putting one foot in front of the other. How can I be more honest with myself? Those are kind of Saturn themes. Oh, six of clubs is your yearly card until June, your birthday. That is so cool. So you actually, I think you have the same birthday as my daughter's boyfriend. I just experienced a change in my work, so it's something there. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, six of clubs when it shows up. Okay, we'll talk about that too. How is the six of clubs related to you? How is it showing up? What does it bring with it when it's interpreted as an event? So there will be some similarities and some distinct differences from how that card is as a person. Because when you are inhabiting and being that card, sometimes your job is to learn about it. Yeah, June 2nd, I'm pretty sure. I always think he's an Aries, and then it's like he's so Aquarian, but I think he's actually a Cancer, which makes a lot more sense. And you too, you have such a soft energy, but two of spades are soft anyway. So also today, the last thing I'll say is we are going to be, I'm speaking in the royal we are going to be finally deciding on a topic for the class that I'm going to teach on May 4th. Again, I just want to make it really affordable, but I need to up my game a little bit to keep preparing myself to do this whole certification thing and just, get in the flow of that. So I'll be taking more ideas. So far, we have the last one contributed by an 8 of clubs who watched the replay from the last show, said, let's talk about the composite and how to figure that out. And then there was something else really pertinent with that. And then another suggestion has been, oh, what was it? It just flitted in and out of my mind, as things are going to do today. Yeah, feel free to be thinking about, yeah, and you guys would get a twofer, right? You know, you could both watch. And I'll remember to record it today thanks to that 6 of clubs. Another suggestion, this wasn't a direct suggestion from a person, but it was like, I have a grip on the cards, kind of, but not enough to give a reading. So this would really be a preamble. I might even record it and offer it in my certification as just an addendum, because that's a really pertinent thing. That's a lot what my certification is going to include, is how do you actually give a really substantive reading? How do you use the cards? And the cards, really, you really have to back up from it instead of like getting all inside it and everything, which is totally fine. I mean, it's turtles all the way down, right? It's a Buddhist phrase. But you have to kind of back up from it and say, okay, this is like a sword. How do I wield this sword? And you have to be aware of the person, the setting, tuning into guides. You know, there are a lot of pieces to giving a reading that have nothing to do with the cards. And so having my transpersonal psych background, that really informs, you know, how I give a reading. So another idea I've had is how to give yourself a reading, how to give somebody a reading that is just based on your hand and the big cycles of time. I want to make it interesting and engaging. And you know what? It just always is, because you guys show up and you're interesting. So people are interesting, right? So I think I'm going to go. Does anybody else have anything that they need to say? And I always look for a handy deck. Oh, my friend gave me this Elvis deck because she's a big Elvis fan. And I was like, I'll use those. I'll give a reading with those. My guides were like, don't do it live now. You're going to get carried away. I'm like, no, I won't. No, I won't. Oh, here's the 6 of diamonds on top. They're all pictures of this. Okay, so Robert Camp did say, when you're using the cards to give a reading, first of all, he says take out the jokers. And for a whole year, hey Sharon, for a whole year I left the jokers in. And it was really instructive, because for me, it was like, not everything's predetermined. How can this represent a day or a moment when it's just totally, you know, I get to choose? That's what the jokers were. So I'm like, experiment with that. Trust your. But technically, you know, they shouldn't be there. The other thing he said is that the original card deck has symbols on it. And this makes sense to me when you think about the accumulation of knowledge that creates a morphogenic field then you tie in with, and then it informs you so much more than just someone being like, hey, I came up with this idea. You have to really work at getting into their idea, whereas if it's just kind of been available on the planet for a long time, and you know, then it's more accessible. And that is the case with the cards. So this is a new idea. It would take you a while to be like, how would that Ace of Diamonds in that picture, blah blah blah. So when you're doing a reading, when you're working with the cards, use one that has all the original pictures and tips and all that. But we're gonna use Elvis to help us answer. So pose a question in your mind. What's your question? Feel into your heart. Ask your question. And rather than yes, no, it's better to ask, tell me about the qualities of such and such. Okay, do that and pause the video if it's going to take you a minute to come up with your question, because, okay, now you're activating it with your questions. I can feel it. And don't worry, the universe is like, we got this. It's all one fabric. Oh, we had 2 cards pop out. And I'll pick a third. This is fun. Why don't I do this more often? I used to do live readings on Facebook all the time. Okay, we have the 4 of spades, which is security and home. We have the 9 of diamonds. And we have the 2 of hearts. So to sum this up, You can take your own answers from this. But the very first two that popped out was the 9 and the 2. So this is about surrender. Maybe surrender your attachment with an intimate partner or to the idea of falling in love, or be generous with your beloved. 9 of diamonds is definitely saying let it go, and the 2 of hearts is saying come in here, come in here, with yourself, with spirit, with puppy, with your partner. It's intimacy. And then the 4 of spades, oh my god, the way he's even looking is like, Jessica, yeah, been a long time. I'm not remembering you right now, but hey. So the way he's looking right here actually is a good fit for the 4 of spades. And I feel like this is sort of the big picture or the summation to your question. So this is about coming home, feeling secure, feeling really solid. A friend of mine, we were texting this morning, and she was talking about her last ayahuasca experience. And she said she experienced a quality of firmness. Firmness. And I just really connected with that. Firmness. It's where you just feel this simple capacity to be yourself. There's the unadulterated self. And nothing is coming in to infect or alter or distort. There's just a firm foundation within the self. So maybe there's some letting go of some intimacy or relationship. This is definitely letting go. So all of us are converging on that theme because that feels really strong. Just let it go. Find intimacy within yourself. And the overall theme is to feel very firm and clear and at home with yourself. And I think that quality is just available. So I hope that's helpful to you. Thank you, Elvis. Have a great day, and I hope I can see you at 12/12/15. My guides are like 12:15, and I'm like, no, 12, but they're always right. So I might be late. Anyway, look for the alert of 12:15-ish Mountain Time, and if you can't participate, then you'll just catch the replay, and it's going to be around the 6 of clubs and your Saturn Plus card, or the Cosmic Lifetime Lesson card. Look at both the card and its karma cards, and just notice when people like that enter your life. We're going to be talking about some Saturn energy around that, and the 6 of clubs carries a shit ton of Saturn energy, because look at where it's located in the vertical in both spreads. And King of Spades is at Saturn. So the King of Saturn. Okay. It knows how to be an asshole. Okay. I love you guys. Have a great day. I hope I'll see you later.